Hey guys, Ollie here from Local Knowledge, and one of the newest techniques that we're using out there on the big bluefin grounds is fly lining a flying fish. Now, what I mean when I say fly lining, that usually refers to taking a sardine, pinning a hook in it and letting them swim away. With these guys now, we've found that when the fish are underneath the boat, 75 feet to 150 feet down, you can see them on the meter. Maybe they are coming up and eating your kite bait, maybe they're not. We're actually sending one of these baits down rigged, and they are smashing them underwater. The rig is really simple, but if you haven't seen it done, it might be a little tricky to figure out, and I'm just here to help you cut the learning curve today. So what you're gonna need to do this is pretty basic. A pack of G-Fly flyers. These guys have the best, freshest flyers that you can get. Most of the tackle stores sell them. We absolutely love them. One bait, a couple skewers, a couple of 1 ounce egg sinkers, 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce, it's your choice, and then some zip ties to hold the wings back and some cutters. Really basic stuff. So how we do it on our boat is we have this ice pick. Get these on Amazon, they're pretty cool for a couple bucks. Try to put this through your bait as perpendicular as possible, kind of right back here where the gill plate is. And don't put it through your hand, which I've tried to do on several occasions. Okay, poke through, easy peasy. This bait is still really frozen on the inside. I'm fortunate to have a freezer on this boat, and we rig them and then we put them right back in the freezer so they stay nice and fresh and crispy, and they hold up better when we send them off the side of the boat. Take your skewer. Everybody knows these if you've rigged a flying fish before. Put it through the bait. We started rigging baits a couple years back in this, we call it the Delta formation. Take your ice pick right here, poke a little hole in the wing so you got somewhere to put your zip tie through. Run a zip tie through it. Zip it to your skewer. What this does is it kind of pulls the wings out. A little more than Delta, but it'll work just fine. Same thing on the other side. Zip tie is going to go through. Okay, I made those wings out a little bit further than I normally would. Been a bit since I've rigged a bait. Okay, now you've got your beautifully rigged, super smelly, nasty flying fish that tunas just love, okay? This is a 9.0 VMC circle. It's got a perfection loop just tied in it really quick, very, very strong knot. This is tied to a piece of 100-pound Seagar blue fluorocarbon. I like the fluorocarbon in this case for stealth in the water and the abrasion resistance once I hook a fish. I've only got about 6 or 8 feet, and it's connected to my main line, which is 100-pound threadlock braid, by using an FG knot. Really, really strong knot, works really, really well. And I actually use my high-speed trolling lure rods for this. I kind of double them up. I can cut this on, tie on a high-speed trolling lure, and I'm in business either way. So a few different things you can do here. If you want to get fancy, which we do at times, is you can actually put a bridle on here, and you can bridle the bait through the eyes, clip it on, back on the bridle, and you'll have your hook sitting there nice and clean. Another way, if you don't want to use any weight, and this works just fine as well, is you can just come up right through the bottom of the fish's jaw, up and through the head, and then have the bait sticking out, have your hook come sticking out the top. And then if the fish are a little deeper or you want to send them down faster, you can take a sinker, this is a 1 ounce, put it in the bait's mouth, kind of jam it back in there so you have room for your hook, right? Close the mouth up. Then you're going to take this hook and you're going to come right here. See, it's got a little bit of an offset to it, so I want to catch it right in the middle of the jaw. Right about there. And then watch your fingers here. I'm going to try to push the hook up through the top of the bait's head, and it just sprayed goop all over my clean shirt. Right? Now that bait, it's in a hard, you can see I'm pulling really hard. It's really, really in there. Now you've got the hook in there planted very firmly. You've got 1 ounce of weight inside of the jaw, which will make this thing kind of fly downwards and look natural and sink faster, more importantly, but it'll definitely sink head first. And then you're again attached to a 100-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon leader, pick your favorite kind. We really like blue on the boat, especially in the heavy stuff. This is gonna be a 6-8 foot leader that goes to an FG knot. And the reel that I'm using for this is, well, it's a Penn rail rod, the medium weight rail rod, and then I'm using a Penn 30 VISX that's loaded with 100-pound Seaguar threadlock braid. Now, let me talk about when I would use this stinky bait. When I'm drifting, or say, you know, if I'm coming to a stop or I hung a fish, right, which happens a lot of times, and I can see more fish on the meter, this is gonna be my go-to. Get it down right away. I've always got one guy kind of babysitting these baits and then another guy or myself putting the kite out at the same time. So now you've got a bait that's out on the downwind side on the kite, and then you've got one or even two of these baits that you're deploying underwater. Once you get them down there about 100 feet or so, I usually put the clicker on, I leave it in free spool with just a touch of drag, and then all you gotta do is sit back and wait. We kind of started really using this technique a bunch this year when we were catching those fish at the tuna pens. It proved deadly. Now we're up north kind of doing our normal program out there above San Clemente Island, and this technique has absolutely been working. And the best thing is you still got your kite bait going, you're still in the game, and these are really, in my mind, bonus fish. And it's a deadly technique. I hope it works for you. Maybe you're doing it different. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you're doing different. Let us know if it's worked for you. And please leave us a comment and let us know what future videos you'd like to see. Your comments are what shape these videos. We're trying to keep you in touch with the latest tips and techniques, but if there's something we missed, just let us know. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoy it, please follow our channel.